Hey, this is Coach Kinsey Shae. I'm here with Bobby Merwin with
Hello.
gen-x-ploration. What's up?
It's a beautiful Friday here, and I was saying something to you before we started. Today is my adulting day. You know, when you have to tie in all those things that you need to do, like make those appointments and call all those numbers that are only open until 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So when we're done with this, I'm going to be in front of a computer and on the phone, Bluetoothing it up, using technology.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes in. But before we get into the topic,
Oh, I was
subscribe,
trying for the
do
segue
all
so
that
badly
fun
there.
jazz, all that
Oh,
technology stuff.
she just stepped on it. Do you see that, people? She just stepped on it. I walked her right into it. God.
I know. So we're going to talk about, what is your view on tech? Is it helping or hindering you? Yeah, I mean, because there are days where I'm like, thank God I have technology. And then
Yes.
there's other days it's like, oh my God, can we just go
Mhm.
back to the days where we're just chilling and hanging out and having, just some engagement like with real people?
Mhm. Oh, you're totally right. I have found that there is the middle ground is not near the 30% that it should be. You know, it's usually very, I need this technology to be able to survive and what my bosses or people that I work with want me to do. And then I've got
Right.
this area where I'm like, I can't run away.
Right.
I can't get away. If I shut this phone off, people will know. They'll call the police. They're like, where are you? It's sad.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like it in a lot of ways because with technology, just being after my car accident and whatever, more people are more curious of if I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They want to make sure that I didn't fall or whatever. For those of you that don't know, I had a car accident, 22 surgeries that left me disabled. So sometimes, I have some issues. It's it's okay.
Yeah.
So for that, I like the technology, but I don't like the bombardment of everybody and their brother being able to get a hold of me, because for my brain, it's just too overwhelming.
Yeah.
To have this inundation of just stranger. I mean, I've had people on Facebook, no conversation, like real conversation, and they're trying to call me a messenger. It's like, who does that?
What are creepers, Alex? I'll take people we don't want to be around for 400.
Right. And so
Wow.
that's the part that I don't like about technology. And then I don't like the part about where everybody's trying to scam everybody right now. I'm generally like a heart-centered person and I want to help people, but
Yeah.
I get very much dampened by all the marketers, all the AI bull crap, everything. And I just want to do good in the world. I want to create impact. And it's very difficult with the people that are just using the lens of, I'm going to use technology to scam people and make money. Money is not the root of all evil, but to do good, you need to have some kind of comfort in your own life,
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
mean, but there are people that are very much using it just to scam people. That's kind of just a little tangent because I really feel that right now. Just building my business,
Yeah. I like what you're saying there because we're talking about some of the, outliers of technology. I mean, we couldn't live without it today. It does our banking. It does stuff for us. But you were talking about the scammers. My stepmother, who's 80 years old, we have had to coach her, literally coach her
right.
on answering the phone. And those, marketers, they will suck you in and get you going and get you talking and get you buying into something. And, God bless her, but she is gullible. And she has fallen for this now twice.
Gullible. I think we were in a time where we were more trusting and we led with our heart.
A little column A, a little column B. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like to blame the victim, if you will. I mean, I think a lot of the people that fall for those things, they generally have a good heart, you know. They're just not used to the technology. They're not used to how it's being used. And
Okay.
it causes a
This is
lot of,
true.
yeah. And the sad thing is it creates a lot of lack of social engagement where you just don't trust people. And for you to really somatically heal yourself, because I'm all about that, is social engagement, engaging with other people. But I think
Right.
technology is making it, in some ways, it makes it easier because we're across the United States and we're talking right now. But
Right.
at the other end of it, it makes it so easy for creepers and scammers to really penetrate your safety field, if you will.
Yeah. And sorry about those random phone calls, by the way. I'm really sorry about that. I just,
Stop.
I was drunk dialing. It was
Oh,
a bad
stop.
night. Yeah. No, I mean, technology is what's helping us right now because we are on polar opposite coasts, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep. I'm on the East
this is
Coast. He's on the West
this is on the
Coast.
yeah. So
Yeah. So I
yeah.
used to be on the West Coast. I've been all over.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I didn't
lived
know
in
you ever lived
Cali.
over
I
here.
lived in Arizona. So,
Okay.
but I mean, there was one meme that really stuck out to me of like Gen Xers, to bring it into the Gen X realm, because
Oh yeah, this is great.
yeah, the way it was, there was no internet, no cable TV. We hung out with our friends, went cruising around town, went to bonfires, listened to great music, and never realized how great it was until it was over. And
And I was
I
telling you,
remember those days, and
yeah.
it almost brings tears to my eyes.
Yeah, I
You know?
told you that actually, raised some emotion in me when I was reading that because it's true. And what's funny is it makes it even more feeling for me just looking at the picture, looking at those girls, looking at their clothes, looking at their hair. It's very 80s, you know? And we had I think that generation was
Yeah.
probably like top 5. I think that my father's generation, he was born in 38, so he graduated in 1956. How cool is that?
Right.
Right? But I think that we were pretty close to that. I mean, I was 88, you were 90 something.
6, yeah.
Yeah, but still it's there. You're right there in that realm where you were still doing those things. And I think that you're fortunate because you were at the back end of it.
I
You were
was.
just at the end of it when it was just starting to not be there.
Well, and I had the privilege of having brothers that were 11 and 8 years older than me. So I got really introduced to a lot of the stuff that happened in the 80s. I actually identify more with the culture of the 80s because of that, because my brothers always had to watch me, so they drug me along,
Yeah.
I remember my oldest brother dragging me around, using me to, get girls. Look at my sister.
It's like having a puppy.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
But me
Isn't my
being
sister
me,
cute?
me being me, I was just like, I started crying and I'm like, he's so mean to me, did this and did that. And he totally got it. It worked against him, but it was
Oh
fun.
God.
Yeah.
I could see you doing that. I'm sorry. I've talked to you enough. I'm like, yep, I could see that happening. That is awesome. He's mean to me.
Yeah, I
He beats
know.
me when you're not around.
I know. My
Yeah.
brother, we talked about that, before he passed, because he passed away. But we talked about that, and he's just like, that was so funny. He goes, I would have done the same thing,
Yeah.
But
Max.
I think the social engagement part is what we're missing. That there is nothing, us talking, over technology is cool and it helps with social engagement. There is nothing better than being in somebody's energetic field, like actual energetic field, like being in their space.
You're so right, because I do counseling both ways. I do it
Mhm.
live in an office, and I do it via telehealth like this. It is two different animals.
It is.
And I personally like the in-person one better because I can pick up on nuances and
I
movements
can.
and small things. Whereas, on a video, you really, really have to concentrate, and you're trying to use two parts of your brain instead of being in some sort of a flow.
Right.
But then again, if we didn't have this technology, then it'd be different.
Right.
So,
Right.
Max,
I know. He's making
what are you
his
doing?
own.
Are you serious right now? What are you doing? You're taking over the whole show.
I know.
Was
He's
he
making
scraping his bed? Is that what
his
he's doing?
little nest. He's making his
Oh
little
my
nest.
God, you poor abused thing.
I know.
Oh my gosh. The
But
ASPCA is on hold right now, Max. You're going to be fine.
so I am just shocked that picture. And if some of you out there, just truly got emotional,
Yeah.
looking at that. I mean, just a lot of people, they get in this realm of like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm crying over this, and they judge themselves and they shame
Yeah.
themselves. And there really isn't a need to do that. Sometimes our body, our nervous system just needs to release. And you don't have to be anchored to the emotion. Your body just needs to release it. And that's okay. We're very much taught Gen Xers to, suck it up. Don't cry, don't be a baby, don't be a
You got
pussy,
those
don't
feelings, you just
whatever.
push those down. You just push
Yeah.
those feelings down. You're not feeling anything.
Yeah.
That's what alcohol is for. You just go have a beer. You're
We're
going to be
numb that
fine.
shit out.
Just numb that shit out. You just numb that out. You'll be fine. You'll be fine in the morning. I don't know why I had to have a Southern accent for that, but okay.
I know you
But
always
you're
pull that
exactly.
out.
I know you're exactly right though. On that is that when I saw that picture, I had a reaction.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that looks exactly like my childhood. I can picture, driving down the cruising lanes that we had where I lived.
Yeah.
And just really, truly enjoying those moments. And there wasn't anything that could have told us that those moments were worth 100 times what we thought they were at the moment.
They're priceless.
They're absolutely priceless. And kids playing video games. And do you remember when the whole video game thing started becoming really, really huge when they had LAN parties? Do you remember what LAN parties are? Where people would get together with their computers and hook them up onto the internet and play together, like next to each other.
Oh, the boys did that. The girls didn't do it too much, but I remember the boys doing it. Yeah.
I thought that was just the goofiest thing in the world.
Girls didn't do it too much, but
right. But you're next to each other, but you're not paying attention to each other. I mean, I know that we have movies and television and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, it was very much another vehicle to just not pay attention to each other.
Right.
And I think that you and I are a bit from the school where we find the personal interaction with people to mean that much more. I mean, think about this. How difficult is it to just get 4 of your friends together today?
Right.
It's like difficult. Pulling teeth.
It is.
I went on a trip with a couple of buddies of mine, what's going to be a year and a half ago now. And we're still trying to plan a way for 3 guys to get together and have a weekend together. I mean, yes, we live far apart. I mean, one of them lives in Washington, one of them lives in Arizona, but we all have air miles. Let's go. We just meet in Vegas and we go do it. But we haven't been able to lock it in.
Right.
It's because of our lives today.
Very much so. It is, I mean, like even, just planning stuff with people locally. I mean, there's friends that I have, they live where I used to live in Virginia, and it's only like 3 hours away. And she hit me up and she's like, hey, we're having a barbecue and a pool party. Oh. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But as the week went by, I was like, do I really want to drive? I get in my head, and this is just common for everybody. It's like, do I really want to drive? Do I really want to do this? And I finally just came to the conclusion, I need social engagement. That's part of it. That's I can sit here and look at this meme. I'm going to add it on there. Look at this meme and get emotional about it. or I can cultivate experiences that can bring back some of that social engagement, that being energetically around friends. We have a choice to embrace this into our lives. And I guess that's my point, is like, we can use technology to help our social engagement, or we can use it to not. But we have a choice to, technology isn't bad, but everything is moderation, right?
Yeah.
Everything is moderation, because I've noticed when I'm doing my stuff, and when I'm on the computer doing it, I need to go out in nature. I need to go walk my dog. I need to go. And I think we're in this hustle mode that is not healthy. This American drive that pretty much is increasing cardiac disease, diabetes, poor eating, poor health, poor activity, because we have to get the grind to get the American dream. And at the end of the day, if you aren't here to enjoy it, then what's the point? Because
it's so elementary, but it's so needed to be said simultaneously.
Yeah.
So
I think we're so conditioned, where we just have to hustle. And even with my work, like when I work as a nurse, I just tell the girls, I primarily work with females. I'm just like, I need to take a 5-minute walk. I need to go, like, if I just need to get away from the unit, I'm just like, I need to take a 5-minute walk. I need to go, you know what I mean? And we all encourage that with each other. Now, some people, it depends who I work with, but at the end of the day, the majority of the people I work with, we're just, our focus is nurturing ourselves, so we allow that 5-minute, because we know they're not slacking off. They just need to release, to get off the unit. Because working in a psych facility, the energy is overwhelming. Sometimes you just need to get away.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've been called to go to the psych unit in the town that I live in, 3-4 dozen times. And the energy that is in those rooms and those open rooms and those areas is amazing. And it's so funny when you talk to the doctors and how they are just so used to it, and you kind of have to get on the same wavelength as them. But yeah, the energy is just amazing.
Yeah, it is. I'm on a bigger unit. I mean, for, compliance and HIPAA and whatever, I'm not going to talk about it much, like specifics, but it's a bigger unit. And the energy of the people that are on the unit, sometimes, especially, I believe in the whole full moon thing. It was a full moon this last weekend, and it was like the whole unit was buzzing. Like, it was just so palpable, the energy. Yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying the energy just was off the chain. Like, it was.
Chain. I haven't heard that one in a few days. I love that.
I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back.
Just like JT. Yep. That's right. You're bringing it back.
But no, I think, so we were talking about what's your view on technology. So this is just a time to reflect. Like, how is, just to, like, journal it out. Like, how is it benefiting you? How are you utilizing it to aid in your life, aid in your health, aid in your whatever? And how is it hindering your health, your life? How is it, because I know screen time, I try to shut off screen time, like, a few hours before I go to bed, or at least turn the blue light on, so it doesn't stimulate my brain
Turn the blue light off.
No, you turn the blue light on at night.
On my phone, it says to get rid of the blue light because it keeps you awake.
Well, yeah, you did the screen thingy.
Okay.
Yeah, the blue light screen. You know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the automation thing that you hit.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about. Like cancel out the blue light. You know what I'm talking about.
That's what I meant. There we go. We're on the same page.
We're saying the same thing, but different.
I was like, Kinsey, no wonder you can't sleep. You're just staring at a blue light before you go to bed.
No.
Why can't I sleep? Make the blue light help me.
No, whatever the thing is that you turn on before you go to bed, that's what I do. You know, and just trying to limit, like, you know, I'll get to a point of the day and I'm like, you know, nothing's going to go crazy after 6 o'clock, right? Like, there's no emergencies in email. There's no whatever.
No.
Yeah, like, it's setting intention. This is just empowering yourself to just kind of give some boundaries in your life so you're not just so reactionary, because your nervous system will stay in that, you know, that fight and fight sympathetic type of thing. And it's not healthy. It doesn't aid in good sleep. It doesn't aid in good health. And it just constantly floods your body with cortisol, epinephrine, all of those things that just are not good over time, you know? Yes. And the funny thing is, like, we're talking and I'm getting like potential spam on my phone.
Yeah, I got 2 texts since we were doing this just now. But, you know, you did actually make me consider something that I hadn't considered before. So maybe people that are watching this will have the same effect that this just had on me. You were talking about how you need to have more of the interaction with people, not just texting, so on and so forth. I got a buddy of mine who I went to high school with, the one that I was telling you that we're trying to get that trip together. Well, we always call him the old man because every time we text him, he calls us back. He doesn't text. He actually literally calls. Yep. And we, my friends and I, have found it to be a little irritating because, like, just text me back, dude. It's all I want is just a text. And now I've really thought about that. I thought, you know, I should actually call him more. I'll probably call him after I do this today.
Right.
Because I thought, you know what? I'm not too busy for that. I'm not going to let that dictate how I do things. I'm not going to fall into the trap of the convenience of the text. If I want to actually talk to somebody, I'm going to call them. So maybe somebody can call me an old man someday. I'll be like, cool, love it. At least I want to do, you know, the right thing.
Well, that even happened to me at work because we're very conditioned. Like, when we talk to the nurse practitioners, you know, we have a little, you know, a little pager symbol where we can text them. It's secured and whatever. But there's a nurse practitioner that works and she wants to actually talk to you. And I'm just like, this is so inconvenient and whatever. And after I went through the spiel, I'm like, I always talk about social engagement. I always talk about, you know, because we get hooked into just efficiency and getting stuff done, you know, and it's okay. But there's a time and place for it. Right.
I'm speaking of technology. I'm messing with it right now because I bumped one of my windows. And this setup that we have on StreamYard, I have to like take you and like funnel you down to where you're like right in front of my face right now. So yeah. I bumped something and I went, oh my God, she went away. Don't tell her. Don't tell her you got rid of her.
You're fine.
Oh no.
You're fine. So, I mean, there's all things that are, you know, all things aren't good or bad. Technology is not good or bad. We are conditioned to look in through the lens of absolutes. It's either one way or the other way. And there's a lot of gray. And the key is to be curious in your discovery of yourself. What works for you? what works for your relationships, your social engagement, because that is key to really, stimulate your vagus nerve. Our vagus nerve is there to make us feel safe. So
that's not the one where you go gamble, people. Just know this. This is not the gambling nerve. This is not the I need a casino and a drink nerve.
No.
Listen to the lady. She knows what she's talking about.
It's the wandering nerve from your brain.
It's not the $20 on red nerve. Okay.
Yeah. It just focusing on breathing. Like anything you do, anything you take from this, if you focus on just, kind of on your breath work, it is, they're doing more studies now that it is decreasing. I can't remember the study, and we've never seen this before, where people are doing breath work daily, like 40 minutes of breath work a day, and it's decreasing blockages by 20 points. That's insane. That's insane.
I'm going to go lay down right after this. You think I'm kidding?
Yeah.
Jeez. I can actually help my heart and my blood vessels by breathing correctly. Okay. Sign me up.
Yeah. Well, it's not even correctly. It is decreasing your allostatic load in your body. It's allowing your
auf English bitte.
Basically,
what did you say?
We're in this like go, go, go mode, and we don't allow ourselves to, like, how our heart beats, you have a pumping,
it does,
and then a rest, a pumping and a rest. And that's the same thing with our nervous system. That's what we need that's how we get into a flow state, is when we do activities and then we do things that helps us rest. It's a recovery. You can't just keep doing the bicep over and over. And this is what we do in American society. We have to keep going, keep going, keep going. And then we wonder why this is all stiffed up and we're not going anywhere, because we've worked this to the point where it's exhausted. We need to recover. So doing activities, being in nature, doing breath work, doing somatic exercises, doing all these things to, even doing like creative things like painting or something to get you out of the logical hustle mode.
Yes, you're dead on. Yes. I knew where you were going with that, and you're dead on.
Yeah, because many people just do this and they're like, I'm so tired, I'm sick. And I saw it all the time when I was on the cardiac units. The very type A business people, go, go, go. They even had a massive heart attack and they're on their computers. And we literally had to have the family take the computers away from them or their paperwork, because they're just like, I need to get this done. And I'm like, you are going to die. You can't, you need to relax. Your body is giving you a sign. It's giving you a slap on the head saying, hey.
Yeah, you need to just chill out.
Yeah. But I saw it so many, the type A. And we were just like, when we were giving a report, classic type A. And that's all we had to say, because we knew exactly what we had to do as nurses. We had to work on relaxation with them. We had to work on, them just getting out of their head, because they were just in that, logic hamster wheel of go, 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 go.
Sure. And those are the people that are usually the most difficult to deal with, because, you walk in the room and in your Zen and you say, namaste. And they go, oh God, not one of these. And you're like, I used to be that way. I did. Yep. And then I got introduced to a few people who introduced me to a few things. Sounds like I'm talking about gateway drugs. I'm not. It was, doing yoga and doing breathing exercises and stuff like that. And I thought, this is just woo-woo.
Well, when you first do it, you're like, what the, you're like, how is this helping? Really, I just need to get stuff done. Because I used to be that way too, years ago. And I realized if I nurture myself, I get further faster than if I just keep on hustling. Like the people that go into work on Sunday to get ahead of everybody else.
Yes.
But the people that actually go into nature on Sunday, they, they use meditation or whatever they do to nurture their selves, their soul. They will outrun the person because they're going to be tired by Tuesday.
And one of the things that the person that's type A doesn't realize is that the person that is not, who's doing the woo-woo, and they're investing that 90 minutes into their day, they're actually tacking things on to the end. So they're actually going to have more time to do things, because you, Captain Type A, with your tight tie and your business meetings and you're working 14 hours, you're just burning that candle at both ends, and it's going to come to an end soon.
Yeah.
So technology is a great thing, but we need to not abuse it to get that far ahead like those people do.
I mean, there's a time and a place. Like if you have like something, like a deadline and you have to crunch it out to get it, that's one thing. But that shouldn't be your daily living for your whole life. That daily crunch drive. That should not be the intention, because you are just releasing so much cortisol, epinephrine, all those chemicals, those stress hormones, because there's no saber-toothed tiger, my friends. It doesn't matter if it gets done or not.
And if there is, then you have our permission.
Yes.
There's a saber-toothed tiger chasing you, then okay, do that. But yeah, Kinsey's right. There isn't that saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah. So, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? And I know it's hard, because everything inside of you is like, I don't want to fail. I don't want to look bad in front of other people. I don't, all of these conditions that our conditioned mind tells us. We can't look weak, we can't look whatever.
Nope. Yep.
But at the end of the day, those people in the room, they're not going to be there when you're going through your heart attack. They aren't going to be there when you lose your limb from diabetes. They're not going to be there. So, no,
you're right. You're right.
I'm talking the truth, man.
No, you are. I'm totally with you. You are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well,
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And we're at the end of the day, and that's a good session. I like that. I mean,
I know.
I loved this topic. I loved your meme.
My meme.
Loved that. Meme. For those of you that don't know, there is a Kinsey language.
Yeah.
And sometimes she cannot say things correctly. And one of them is that 4-letter word with the same 2 letters over and over again. Yeah. Sometimes it comes out differently. I wasn't going to say it because I didn't want to put that into your brain, but
I know.
It's not mem. So that's good. And we all have those words. Remember, I told you the first time I ever saw Spotify, the logo and the word, in my mind, it was spoofity. And it stayed spoofity forever. And it's still spoofity in my head because it's how I saw it.
It's crazy.
What the heck is spoofity? And somebody said it's Spotify. And I went, oh, well, that's not going away. Damn.
I know.
Okay.
So I think that was a good session.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. So just to take away with you, just really take stock, of how you're nourishing yourself, because your view on technology is going to color the lenses you see through. So if you see it as, a necessary evil, that's how you're going to color the rest of how your life is, because you're always looking through that depleting lens. You look at it as it is good for what it is, and I set boundaries on it, just like everything else, based on your values. Then that's a different way of looking at it. It's a little bit more nourishing, if you will. So, subscribe, do all that fun jazz, and
all that fun jazz.
Yes, all that fun jazz.
You always say that, so I'm like, I want to go with you. All that fun jazz.
Share if this resonate. If you think this will resonate with other people,
please do.
Because this is just from our heart to your heart. This is we feel it's needed in this time and space. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of negativity, especially in 2024 in America right now. That's all I'm
Yeah,
going to
that
say
right.
about it.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a choice, and that's where
Mm-hmm.
empowerment comes with. It's in making a choice, a decision, and setting intention to up-level your life. So
Mm-hmm.
with that, empower yourself each and every day. And, you have purpose, you have passion, and there's possibilities all around you. So,
You are so right. Well done.
yeah. So on that note, we will see you next week. Put your comments down. We love hearing them. We like
We do.
comments.
Yep.
We like questions.
Yes.
So we will see you next week. Bye,
All right.
Bobby.
Bye. See you, Kinsey.